good morning, and good morning. I'm on time. It is 9 o'clock. It is 9 o'clock. Hoping you had a wonderful last few days without me. Hoping that you found something that you were, caught up in and enjoyed, and that things are going well. But this morning I wanted to talk about whys. I got a chance to meet, a young lady yesterday who I feel is very wise. And, usually when we think about being wise, it's like a person that's been, around a long time. Don't get me wrong, those folks are wise. And I've always had wise people in my stream of friendships. I believe that the wise starts young, goes into middle age, and goes into older age. Um, you can learn stuff from people every single day, and it can be from a child, even from a baby. Just that they're helping you understand who they are by some of the things that they do. And if we pay attention to people, we understand. We understand who they are just by how they behave. And so I found a poem this morning that I was thinking is just so cute and simple. Sometimes we make things complicated, and the people around us are wise people. And sometimes we may be the wise person that they are listening to, because I believe that wise from one person can be generated into the wiseness that goes into somebody else. We learn from each other. How many of us have learned from our mothers, our fathers, our sisters, our brothers, our teachers, our preachers? We learn from every single body. And so when we look at life, life is full of opportunity of being surrounded by wise people. Even the Bible speaks to wise counsel. You know, if you're going to somebody and you're hanging in a circle of friends, that you always get the same response because you all may be thinking the same way. Sometimes you have to change your circle. Somebody told me that yesterday. Sometimes you have to change the circle of where your information is coming from. And therefore, you've added texture, you've added rings, like a tree has rings. And the rings of the tree talks about how long it's been around and its stability. I talked about that tower. We have to build our towers up. And so how much strength do we have? Where do we come from? How do we sit? How well are we perched? You know, so anyway, wise is important. I want to be that tree that once I leave here, I've not left many branches to say that I didn't try some of those things, to say I've stepped out on a branch that's new to me, but it's a sturdy branch. It can support what I'm doing. In fact, I've been encouraged from my foundation. I've been encouraged from the wiseness that I get from others that says I'm going up higher into what I talked about on Monday, my tower, to be more wise, more full in my stature, more grounded in my stance, able to do whatever I have to do. Good morning, Joan. Happy belated birthday, my sweet friend. Happy birthday. Everybody that comes in, I'm going to tell them it's your birthday. No, I won't do that. I figure birthdays should be celebrated. As I've gotten older, I realize the importance of that. But this morning, our word is wise. How wise are we? Sometimes we don't realize that we become wise in the things that we do and the things that we say and the experiences that we've had, you know, and we can share those. That makes other people wise, or maybe wanting to do it, or maybe wanting to do it differently, because I believe in every story there's an opportunity to turn. You can turn further into it or you can turn away from it. But what would you do with it? What would you do with that information, that new information that you received? And so of course, I had to go back, and occasionally I go back because I've been inspired by somebody or something to say I need to really talk about my wiseness. And my wiseness says, even those who come on, I get so much from you all, because you all write such great responses in the little, section for posts here. And I love it. And I got rewarded again where they gave me the Rising, digital creator again because of the content that I am bringing out and just getting people to talk about where they're at in life, how they're feeling. Good morning, Maurice. How they're feeling, what's really going on. I appreciate you, Maurice. You put some good stuff out there too. You, Joan, Debbie, y'all are my regulars, and I love it. I love it. I love it. There is wisdom no matter the age. Absolutely. There is wisdom no matter the age. That's a great quote. No matter the age. And that's kind of what I've been leading up to. So anyway, let me read my poem. All right, I'm seeing. These glasses are bigger than me, but we wearing them this morning. And this poem was put out by, actually it says Beauty and Children's Poetry, and it was written by J.J. Bitters. It says, was a drummer who wanted to share beautiful stories. So he became a poet who drums with words. He and his wife, Marion, live in Portland, Oregon. So this is his poem, and it's really a cute poem. And it says, the wisest poem ever was written by my daughter, although I've never known her to be such a scholar. She's only 5 years old now, but wise beyond her years. My daughter wrote a poem that moved me into tears. She scribbled down her feelings. A napkin was her scroll, a purple crayon her feather, transcribing all her soul. I've read a bunch of sonnets and other poems too, by Whitman, Frost, and Shakespeare and Maya Angelou. But not a single poem has ever moved me more than words from my daughter's scribble. And I have to get around this page here. And she said, and it says, so I peeked at it, and it said to me, I wrote a little poem, then watched me as I read. And it says, although it is a short one, I hope you will agree, the wisest poem ever. I love me, I love you, I love we. Cute. How can we look at poetry being so simple, but that's a wise poem from a 5-year-old. I love me, I love you, I love we. Sometimes we never get around to telling people that we love them and we care about them and we're concerned about them. But I do. I make it my business because I'm not promised tomorrow, but I have right now. I have right now. So that's a wise thought for my day that I have right now. So when we break the word down, it says wise. What is wise? It says having or showing experience, knowledge, and good judgment. But sometimes a 5-year-old can teach us something that we never knew. Teach us something about ourselves. Maybe teach us that we've made more over stuff than we should have. They keep it simple. Maybe making it that we can know love on a simple form and not making it complicated. Because once we get older, we want to make it where it's complexed and tiered and all kinds of things that say it's built up, and it's so simple. It's just the love. It's the kindness. It's the care. So wise in this instance talks about it being the intelligent, the clever, the learned, the knowledgeable, the informed, the enlightened. It says it could be the astute, the sharp, the knowing, the sensible, the prudent. How about the prudent? I love prudent. Penetrating. How many of us have been told stuff that penetrates us, where after the conversation is over, the information they gave us remains with us? It's letting you know something. It says it's also the tactical, the far-sighted, the clear, the smart, and the sane. I love it. There's a lot of information in the statement of just being wise, and it doesn't say that it came to you originally. Doesn't matter how it got to you. What makes it wise for you is that you have use for it going forward. That makes it wise. And sometimes we have to understand that we're not giving everything all unto ourselves. We're given stuff that can be passed on. And then once things are passed on, then it becomes someone else's wise. You know, I used to get upset when I would see words that I know I wrote and I see somebody else writing in the same way, and I know they're friends of mine. And somebody told me, don't worry about it. It's not an issue. What it is that is an imitation. That imitation really says that it's reflective on what it is that you do. Leave it alone. It's not yours to worry about. What you were given, you were given. What they use, they will use. And sometimes, yes, when we think about, who won't really own stuff and having it where it's your things and not someone else's things. Yeah, they do that. There's piracy and everything. People will steal your ideas and they'll do whatever you want. Oh, wit. Wit is good. How yes, I love that. Wit. How many of us have wit? Most of us. We may not use it all the time or present it. Like the quiet one doesn't mean that they do not have wit or they do not have the wise, words to say to you. I had a couple of friends that they never said anything, but when they did, it was poignant. It was on track. It was like above the rim. It's like, wow, who thought of that? Willing. Okay, I like that too. Willing is a good word. It is wise to ask. Yes, it is wise. It is wise to ask. YS. Something just came on my screen, so I can't see the rest of that. But anyway, when I move on in the word, it says weighted. When something is wise, it is weighted. That means you can remember it. It's weighted. You give it weight. You come back to it. You can always remember it. You can recall it. It becomes something that you like. So it says it's something that becomes of an attached importance to you. It becomes a part of you going forward. It has value, it says. To be considered, you've done that. To be measured, you've done that. To be contemplated, all those things speak to something that becomes weighted for us. And we want things, and sometimes we don't know how to get them, and then they're just delivered through the words of someone else, and then we find new direction. It becomes something that we waited on, meaning we WAIT, we waited for it. Or it could be that it had weight, meaning it remained with us even after the situation or the person left. No problem. It's a good thing. It's a great thing. So anyway, when I move further on in the word, to me, to be wise is when I've been given ideas. I tell you, I go to bed and with one idea, I wake up with another one. Ideas, and it could be through conversation. It could be, just conversation provokes something, or it could be something that I just dreamt up in my sleep that was given to me from up above. No problem. I want it. Impressive. I like that word. Impressive is a good, because we are impressed if we're using information that we get from others. We've been impressed. So ideas, and this says satisfying one's conception of what is perfect for them and what's most suitable. That's ideas. You said, man, I got this idea. And sometimes you can look at them and think that's pie in the sky stuff. That's craziness. That doesn't make sense. For others, it does make sense. That's who they are. Intuitive. Yes, that's a impressive, and intuitive is a great word. Great words, because intuitive means it just comes to you and it's presented, and man, you may have something that you're working with. When we have our these ideas that are most suitable to us, it says that sometimes it's not just existing what we feel. It's not just existing in what we've imagined. It's existing to action. It's existing to where we have to work on it. We have to write that book. We have to write that poem down. We have to go a certain place. We have to do some things, you know. That's what existing would be. And so it talks about here that when we have an idea, it's perfect for us, not for anybody else. It's perfect for us. Now, sometimes you may be talking to somebody who's going to tell you that it's not perfect enough, or it shouldn't be done, or those are the ones you don't want to listen to, because I believe that if you want to explore your own, your gifts, your talents, your will, your aspirations, do it. Don't wait in for anyone to tell you what you can do. Just do it. Everyone has an opinion, and they may come back and say, wow, I didn't think that was going to work to you. Let that be the next conversation, but not one that clips your wings, cuts off your legs, has it where, you're confused in what it is that you want to do. Do you. Always do you. So it says also that when we have these ideas that come up, they become consummate, something that we realize we have to work on. It's supreme in our ideas. We're absolute on how it should work. It becomes flawless in terms of us wanting to do it. Now, it doesn't say it's flawless in terms of what to do. Just do it. Come on, Larry. Come on, Pastor. Yes, thank you, Larry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love that brother. That's a good young man out there, and a singing soul. One day we're gonna sing together. Okay. See, I'm distractible. But anyway, thank you, thank you, thank you. But just do it is true. We sometimes have to stand strong in who we are, period. And I believe if there's something that you have to do it. Our time is only limited here on earth. So I'm going to do everything I want to do. When I rest will be when I leave up out of here, and they can say on my epitaph, that heifer finally sat down. I know that. I know that. I because everyone always writes me, Dr. Winborn, when you going to sit down? When you going to stop working? You do everything. I believe that we were put here to experience life in its fullest. Do the things that you do well. Be confident in what you do. Don't listen to everybody who are naysayers. You are who you are. You are who you are. So anyway, when we move on further with ideas, it says, make it your model, not anyone else's model. Make it the ultimate thing that you do. Model it after yourself and carry on. Don't worry about what else it is. Just carry on. When we move further on in the word, I talk about, and my wiseness, is it significant? And if I'm going to be wise, I want what I'm doing to be significant enough that I'm going to put time into it. And so significant talks about it being sufficiently great or important to be worthy of doing, to giving it attention, that it is noteworthy, having a particular meaning for you. It is something that you have said, I am going to do, and you do, of anything it is. It's something that's been inducive to you. You've been drawn into it. Secure, sensible. Those are both great. Secure and being sensible about what you're doing. So significant talks about it being notable, noteworthy, remarkable. I like that. Outstanding, important, weighty. There's that word again, weightiness. The fact that it weighs on you and you can give it weight and value in your life means it's significant enough to make you wise about all the things you need to do it. To me, to be wise also says you're going to experience it, you're going to research it, you're going to be able to report on it, have conversations about it, all those kinds of things. That's the weightiness and significance of being wise. It also talks about it being outstanding, something that is outstanding to you and crucial. Some things I'm on, I just do it. I love it. I don't ask anybody, can I do it? I just do them. It says it may be momentous, meaning it's something that's so characteristic of what you want to do that you just do it. Just what Pastor Larry said. Also, it looks at being usual. It's your usual. It may be rare to others that you're doing it, but yet and still it's significant enough that you still do it. It says it could be impressive, which is what Joan spoke of earlier. How many of us look at what impressive is? Impressive is there. It's out there. you know, and sometimes people are so impressed with themselves that they never give an opportunity for people to be impressed with them. They miss that. And I feel that it's not just for me. What I'm doing is I'm going to do it where others can share in it, acknowledge it, rally in it, realize what we're doing is not just for me, it's for others too. Significant also says that it's been acceptable, it's particular to you, but can be handled by others, and it becomes special. That's our wiseness. That's how wise we are when we realize that we are here for a purpose. I think I am. My purpose is that I will do for others as much as I can while I'm here, you know, enriching their lives while I'm enriching mine in the enrichment. There you go. Um, my E for wise is exceptional. How many of us have probably done exceptional things in our lives and, you know, we never shared it? We, that's like we become quiet about it, but yet and still we've done great things. I say if you've done great things, then bring people on so that that great idea can be passed on even after you leave. That's, to me, that is something that is exceptional, effective, effectual. I think that's a great word. How effectual are what we're doing. Planting the seed is one thing. I want to plant the seed, I want to watch it grow, and I want, seedlings to come off of that so that we can watch it just, promulgate everywhere, where everything is all over the place. Like the weed that comes in, and you cannot get rid of the weed unless you get that weed and feed. Because it's going to grow in spite of not having anything nutritional in it. It's still that tough. Sometimes that's how we have to look at ourselves, as being how wise we are. How can we do that? How can we do it in such a way that people um, realize that we're serious about what it is that we're doing? As my grandmother always just said, "Ain't playing with you. I ain't playing with you." She used to tell my mother that. She would laugh. Say, "Wait a minute now." They acted like they wanted to fight. But it was all in play. It was all in play. But when something is exceptional, it says it's the usual thing for you, not, it's probably unusual, typical, or it's usually a good thing or outstanding thing when something is exceptional. We are exceptional. The fact that we live, we want to give, we want to be there, we want to encourage. Thank you. Thank you, Joan. We do want to encourage. That's, to me, the wiseness of the world, is when we encourage others. When we are out here doing what we do, people can be encouraged by what it is that we're doing. You know, the fact that Meta, however you say it, which is the secure arm of Facebook, is saying, "Hey, you're doing good stuff out there." I love it. I love that because I'm being able to touch people, and I had been doing this long before we ever moved into the virtual world. So the virtual world is actually pretty cool. I don't mind it. I didn't think I could do it, but once again, we can expand and become much more wise at what our capabilities are just by trying stuff. So anyway, when we talk about exceptional, we talk about extraordinary. You know, we talk about it really being special. There's a certain amount of excellence to it. It says that it becomes phenomenal. How many of us have been involved in some phenomenal stuff? I have, and I'm excited about it every time I think about what. And I can say I believe in God. So what God has done for me certainly has placed it where I've done some phenomenal things. My travel, the people that I've met, the stories that I've encountered, and writings, and so many things. It's exceptionally interesting to me of where my life has gone, and I love it. I don't take anything away. I don't take anything short of saying thank you. I'm in a thankful, grateful mode. It also talks about that when something is exceptional, it's unparalleled, meaning it's yours. Kendall, hey, Barbara Stokes, miss you, baby. How are you? Miss you in my little Are You Stuck session. Used to be in here all the time. But thank you for coming today. When we are exceptional, we have some things happen to us that just are unparalleled to anything else. Anything. We don't even have to worry about it. Nothing, nothing, nothing. We also talk about it. We will not unravel over it. It's become something that we've committed to. And when I've committed to something, in fact, something is flashed on my computer telling me that Monday I'm speaking, to some French students from I don't know which areas they're from this time, but I've done some other ones and from other countries, and I love it. It's part of. And I actually, at one time we were doing them virtually. I've done one virtually this year, but most of them are in person. So I'll be meeting them on Monday and having an opportunity to see how others think about what it is that we do. And I do the same thing with them, where I come up with words and how they can address it, especially many of these young people are in the areas of improving their home countries. So once again, that's an exceptional thing that they've given me to do. That was an offer that I accepted, and I'm just blown away by it. Every time I get an opportunity to do something that's out of my regular, and it's something that really is about learning and putting people in a position to learn more about themselves while elevating who they are. Once again, there's the tower. It's being built. Says I'm great. Miss you too. All right, baby. But anyway, exceptional also means it's unsuppressed. It's matchless. I love that word, matchless, meaning can't nothing else do nothing for it. Like my faith, can't nothing else do nothing for that. But my faith allows me to go into the other areas, which makes me wise. The fact that I would try to, read some stuff, write some stuff, and then present some stuff. There it is. It becomes second to none, meaning it's becomes first class to us. That's it. That's what we want to do. That's what we believe in. That's where we want to go. So I hope and pray that you will be in your wiseness today, weighted, meaning something comes on you that it's yours to do and you do it. At least start doing it. The other thing is when you get an idea, it's your idea. Work on it. When you realize the significance of it, don't let anybody talk you down from the area of life you've climbed to. If you feel that that's what you need to do, do it. And then it becomes exceptional to you. Own it. This is my passion right now. This is what I want to do. Like I was talking to someone yesterday over lunch, and the realization that as I was talking, I said, I have work to do. I mean, even the conversation was great, but I have work to do. And so I really have, what do we say, 4 books in the process of being written. And, I need to finish. I need to finish. One is the Are You Stuck workbook. I need to finish that. But I'm giving everybody a heads up on it. Like I have a section in the book that they're words that we were called, or words that bring us sadness, that might be considered for church-going people to be rough words, but yet and still they're words. And I believe words have to sometimes be examined to talk about, yes, they might have been used negatively towards us, but what do we do with them now? Facts. That's right. What do we do with them now? And if you have no use for them, that's okay. But somebody is still dealing with what they've been called or what they've been characterized as. I hope to what they say, deal with some of those issues, those emotional issues attached to those words. Also, I have words that make you happy, words that are directive, words that make you cry, not the crazy cry, but just like, they bring some solaceness to you and some stability, because they unravel you enough to let go of some things that you need to let go of in terms of a cry. But anyway, that I need to finish that book. I also have a book that I've been working on called Leading from the Middle. That's another area that I love. I have to finish Mr. Al Martin's big book. And I'm working, trying to get back to that again. Once he left, I just lost not so much the interest, but my subject was gone. And so, I do have the children's book already completed. That's out there. Al's 10 Fingers. He used them to play music. So that one is already out and available through Amazon. So, once again, God has just given me so many things that I love to do, which has made me much more wise than I was, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I believe that we have level of wiseness along our lifespan, but we have to know when to use it and when to add to it. And sometimes we think that after we've reached a certain age, we shouldn't still learn. That to me, that's a misnomer. Learning is lifelong, period. It is lifelong. If you're here, you're going to learn today. What's that? Kevin Hart and his dad saying, you're going to learn today. We'll learn. We will learn something. And I put it on my schedule to learn something every day, something I did not know. So the capacity of the brain is just like any other muscle in the body. You have to use it. And so make it your wish that you would use it. Okay. I love you. I love you too, Barbara and Miss Joan and Larry and Maurice and whoever else that I know has been in and out that didn't check all the way in. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. If you don't do anything else, you don't have to pay me any money. Don't worry about that. But if you would do one thing for me, just share this video today and let people know that there's somebody out there that tries to be wise enough to know that we need to speak into our own wiseness and make our futures brighter, that we would take on things that weight us enough, that gives us the ideas that we can move out on and be significant, and of course, make it exceptional. I love you. I'll see you on Friday. And if anybody wants to come on with me with a word, I can bring you on through StreamYard, which is the platform that I use that adds to where I can actually answer all platforms at one time. But look, love y'all. Y'all behave. Take care. Have fun. Bye-bye. Thank you, Joan. Love you too. Love you, Barb.